intro time. Let's get into it.
No, you gotta say
Hit
hit
him.
him with the intro.
I was trying to change it up.
Nah, I'm
Hit him
sorry.
with the intro.
What's up, y'all? I'm Sutton. That's Jon. This is the Self Care Disciples podcast.
We put out episodes weekly. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon, and now on YouTube. Go and subscribe.
YouTube's the best one. While you're on there, leave a comment, subscribe, leave a review, do whatever you can. We got to give them algorithm lords a little rub and tug.
And make sure while you're there, we'd really appreciate it if you gave us 5 stars on all platforms, favorite it, sign up for the automatic download, subscribe, do all that jazz.
Anything helps, guys. We really, really need your help. We need more subs. We need more people listening. It gives us more traction, and it costs you nothing to listen. So do us just a little tiny favor. It's not a big deal.
It's like J-Lo said, your love don't cost a thing, baby.
Love don't cost a thing. Anyway, you want to hit us with a merch update and a check-in?
Yeah, but I also wanted to announce our sponsors.
Oh, hit us with the sponsors.
Sponsored by Self-Care Clothing and Sleep Tier Clothing.
Oh,
I don't know why I never thought about that.
2 different clothing companies sponsor us, guys. It's pretty cool if you want to go to their websites and buy stuff. Self-Care Clothing is selfcaretattoo.com. Sleep Terror Clothing is sleepterrorclothing.com. We've got all kinds of really cool gear with tattoo stuff on it. Hats, tapestries, shirts, shorts, hoodies. We may even be listing a orange cat for sale on there sometime soon because he's a dickhead. His name is Saki. He's pretty cute, but he will be up for sale for $50 to the highest bidder.
That's more than I got him for.
That runs into our merch update.
Oh, God damn it.
We have a dog also for sale named Nana. If you're watching YouTube right now, that's why you have to watch it, because a lot of the shit that we say isn't going to make sense unless you're watching it. Nana and Saki are currently fighting in the background while Jon is trying to record, and he's like, "What the fuck? Just leave me alone." But anyway,
it's true. Merch update time.
Merch update. Hit us.
Speaking of, you're going to have to just watch or listen to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
I had a great idea for a merch update because I got no new merch. But
same.
I got an exclusive coupon code for listeners at sleepterrorclothing.com. That's my brand. If you use code DISCIPLE, I will give you 20% off.
Damn, Jon. What a genius idea. I just so happen to have done the same thing just now. Isn't that crazy? Same code and everything. Weird how we record in a week's advance so that I could go ahead and say that I already did that and do it after we record.
That's what you call being a businessman. I think the concept is
niche.
Awareness. I'm assuming the same.
Yeah. Anyway,
creating urgency.
Creating urgency. If you guys don't buy this, your house will burn down and you will die. So there's that. So merch update wise, for real though, you guys can use that code on either one of our websites, because that is a genius idea, and I'm gonna go add it to my site tomorrow. 20% off either one of our websites, selfcaretattoo.com or sleepterrorclothing.com. My merch update, I have a couple new prints. All right. I got the Fuck Around and Find Out, the long-awaited addition to our lobby sign print set. We now have 10 prints. We've got the Fuck Around and Find Out. If you don't belong, don't be long. Blank if you plan on tipping, etc., etc. I also have a 13 by 19 black and gray vase print going up on the site with a couple of peonies and a little heart on the vase. It's pretty cool. I'm really hoping I get to tattoo it. I'm going to have 10 of those available. They'll be signed. After that, there's no more. And then I'm going to start doing a thing. This isn't a merch update for the website, but kind of a thing for clients I'm gonna start doing a thing. If you pick my flash and it's something that's like from a flash sheet that I have and I sell prints of, I'm gonna make sure you get a print of that and or make a special print for you and sign that so that you can get it framed and have a print of your tattoo to display on your wall. Because who wouldn't want a print of their tattoo for other people to look at other than on their body? Why not? I think it'd be cool to do that for clients. Just make one of one and they have something special. But yeah,
I
that's
love
all I
that
got from the
idea.
merch update.
I used
Yeah, I think it'd
to
be fun.
when I used my first couple tattoos, I would always ask for the stencil
Mm.
afterwards if they'd be willing to part ways with the stencil.
I had a couple people ask me for that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I don't give a lot of people stencils. I've never told someone no. You know what I mean? I
right.
think I've only had 2 or 3 people ask, and I gave one to someone because it was like a flash day, and it was his first tattoo, and like I actually had him pick the colors, which I rarely do too. Sometimes I'll be like, hey, do you have any color preferences, or like, are there any colors you don't like, yada yada. But typically I just pick them and they trust me, and it works out. But I was like, yeah, man, you can pick like 2 or 3 colors, and he was like, okay. And then I gave him the stencil, and the guy I had working for me doing social media at the time, luckily, he told the kid before he left, he was like, hey, man, just so you know, um, it's not like a normal thing for you to like pick the colors out and get to take the stencil home. I know it's your first tattoo. He was like, just don't like ask for that at your next tattoo, because they might be a little like, what the fuck.
Yeah,
Um, that's just like a thing. We were just trying to be cool and extra cool because it's your first tattoo. And he was like, oh, cool, I appreciate that. And I was like, actually, good luck telling him that, because he could have made an ass of himself and be like, hey, all right, I want orange, purple, blue. Go ahead and give me the stencil when you're done. I'll put it in my pocket.
I brought my color wheel.
I want this complimentary cut. One burst of red. Make it more whippy. We actually have a couple clients like that. And it's funny because they know what they want. And it's great because, because it helps us be like, all right, cool. We like extra know they love this tattoo, but it's fucking funny in the moment. They'll be like, hey, can you add a little bit more whips there? I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah,
Actually, I only have one client like that, and I think we all have the same client. We all know who that is, but he's super cool. He actually just got tattooed here today, and Saki's being a dick. He got tattooed here today, and Diglett finished up lower leg sleeve on him that all of us have gotten to it add to. Pretty cool.
that's
He's
cool.
been working on it since his apprenticeship. So you want to get to our check-in?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, hit
Um,
me.
I guess I'll go first.
Yeah.
Uh, Sleep schedule is fucked up. As you
Samesies.
can see, I'm growing out this nice depression beard.
Bro, I shaved before this because I was like, we're fucking recording. I'll shave it. I haven't shaved in a week. I looked like a fucking scrubby dildo. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Dude, I'm right there with you. Like as you can see, I'm very underprepared today. I got my Aqua Teen Hunger Force Carl look. Uh,
Yeah, look
but I
good,
put
dude.
this. These are my pajamas, bro.
I
Like
could look like a fire. Widdly
what'd you say?
wow.
Like I think Julie and Jackie definitely know because I was sending them ridiculous videos this morning. Because by I think 9 o'clock, I was already 4 cups of coffee deep.
Oh my god, you're crazy.
Dude, it was insane. I've been up since 2 in the morning.
Oh my
Uh,
god, dude.
yeah. So
You
I
actually
just oh
slept. Or I actually slept. I'm sorry.
well, see, that's the cool thing is I literally stashed my phone somewhere and I did not know where I put it so that
Oh
I
my
could
god.
finish the podcast. And dude, I
You
was so
murdered
into
it.
it. I was editing the shit out of it. I was having such a good time. I was laughing my fucking ass off.
Dude,
Um,
I wish I would have known you were up, because I went to sleep last night at like 8:30, woke up at 11, and I was up from like 1 to 6. We could have been bullshitting. God damn it.
See, but it's a blessing in disguise because
Oh,
even
wait, your
though
phone was lost.
I saw your message around like I don't know when I responded back to you some crazy time, and I was like, oh fuck. I wish I knew he was up, or I wish I had my phone on me. But at the same time, I'm happy I didn't respond to you because I would have gotten myself distracted because I would have wanted to bullshit with you.
Dude, yeah, you're right. We are really bad about that. Like, me, you, and I would say like 3 or 4 other of my friends. I'll call them out: Missy, Bill, Julie, and the group chat, and probably Tatum. Yeah, we'll get in this like facet of just text, like 45 minutes of it. You're just you do nothing. You're just responding to texts, having a conversation via text, and bullshitting. But it's fun, and you're trying to get
Yeah,
other shit done, but you're just fucking buried in the conversation and having fun. And it's okay every once in a while, but god damn it, it can be super distracting and really fuck up your
yeah. Like it starts
productivity.
off as a couple text messages, next thing you know, audio messages, and then
Yes,
finally you're just sending videos back and forth.
you're pacing up and down the fucking your room sending audio messages, and then you're sending
Yep.
videos of cats, and it's over.
Yeah. Dude, that
Yeah.
actually reminds me because I recently got back into listening to podcasts because for a long time, for some reason, I just couldn't listen to it anymore. Like
Hmm.
all my favorite podcasts just didn't hit the same, didn't have that zing.
I feel you.
And um, so, and I just didn't want to listen to music anymore during work hours. So I put on, first of all, I was looking for something stimulating. I found something that was way too stimulating. The Aubrey Marcus podcast. For those who don't know Aubrey Marcus, he's the co-owner of On It Fitness, and he dabbles in a lot of biohacking, health, and spirituality. I stumbled upon an episode about like escaping the matrix and the philosopher's stone. Dude,
The fuck?
when you think you know stuff and then you listen to stuff like this, it's the content is so heavy and deep. You're like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? But
That kind
you're
of shit drives me nuts.
completely attracted to it because I was
Yeah,
like,
I
oh my
know.
god, this is so cool.
You get buried in it because you're like, I've never heard of anything like this.
I couldn't get any work done, and then I was like, yo, got to go with Old Faithful. Thank thank God Spotify allows Joe back on YouTube. Threw on a Joe Rogan, the Kevin James
There
episode.
you
Dude,
go.
I got so much work done because it's nice to have that, like, it almost sounds like your friends are there with you
You're
and
just
they're
hanging
just
out.
having a conversation and you can just be like, haha, tee hee.
Yeah. Y'all are just chilling.
Dude, they said some really great stuff in that podcast, by the
I'll have to
way.
check that episode out. I frequent his podcast. It's a good one. You got me on that one because of the Kanye West one, which I just sent
Can't
you.
stand that episode.
I love it. I just sent you a mindset video of Kanye to your sleep terror one on Instagram, but while we were both synced up before the pod.
On our
uh,
thrones.
do we want to get into our check-in, or are you
Yeah,
done yours? All right. So,
yours.
well, you didn't tell me something you're proud of, did you?
I guess I'm proud
Well,
of the podcast.
yeah, you finished. You were productive. Okay. What about something you practice for self-care?
My 2 Stanleys worth of vodka.
There you go.
I did my mustache real fancy today.
It looks really good. We were talking about that for a good amount of time in our pre-recording. If you want to check that out on our Patreon, um, where we just bullshit and have a couple of fun talks beforehand. My check-in, I don't know, man. I worked on a back piece today. It was fucking fun. I haven't gotten to chip away at that in a long time, probably like 9 months or so. 6 months, 9 months, I don't know. Really fun floral back piece with a vase with 2 tigers mirrored, kind of like jumping around. First back piece I've ever started, so it's really nice to be able to get into that. I only have one session left before we're done, I think, and she sits like a champ, and I'm really honored to have the trust to do something so large. And I have so much fun doing it, man. Once the lines are done, it's just like a coloring book. it's especially if they just sit well, it's like a fucking coloring book. It's great. Um, so I'm proud of being able to do that. I manifested the fuck out of that. And I manifested a back piece because I think even last episode I was talking about our vision board and how I was trying to manifest more back pieces and how Diggy has a back piece on there. Well, I was posting a couple things and posted a couple of things I think would be cool back pieces, and bam, someone messaged and said, I want this. Set it up, told them to come drop a deposit off whenever they could. They came and dropped a deposit off today. So I just got to message them tomorrow and plan it out and get it scheduled. Well, we already have the date scheduled, but get everything else scheduled. Um, yeah, something I did for self care today was I stayed at home until I needed to go to work because like I said earlier, I was up till 6 a.m. I slept like shit, and I didn't have any appointments till 4 p.m. So I was like, all right, I'm going to come in at like 3. I mean, it was a back piece I'd already outlined and everything. So I just needed to set up
Yeah.
um, a pen with all my mags and set up for shading, and I had such a blast tattooing that. I gave myself that time before work. Um, I haven't been good about doing my routine necessarily in order, but I've been good about doing all of the things on that list before I go to work. Um, I'm still in a little bit of an energy rut because of my meds got fucked up. I missed a doctor's appointment, which in return fucked up the way I was able to receive my meds through my insurance. And I missed like 3 days of one med and 5 of the other while I was waiting on a refill because it's a medicine that for some reason, like, they're always having shortages of. It's like, what the fuck? You guys make this. Get the fuck out of here. You don't have a
Is that the
shortage.
ADD
You're
med?
just, yeah. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. So, anyway, when that happens, it fucks my whole world up. And these companies don't care about
They
that.
don't give a shit, man.
And I will literally, like, because it's one of my meds is a controlled substance, they will allow me. I didn't know this until recently. One of my friends that's on it told me the same thing. You don't have to wait until like the day you run out. You have 5 days prior that you can fill it. So if anyone didn't know that, that's a huge tip that I did not know because it's huge and stressful. Like the day of running out, I'm like planning in advance, like, okay, I have an appointment here and I have to do this and blah, blah, blah. Maybe Jackie can pick my meds up for me and blah, blah, blah. Because when I don't take those meds, I don't have any energy at all. I'm
Yeah.
completely reliant on that for my chemical balance. Because the way my chemical makeup is without it, it's just I'm a zombie, man. Like I will sleep like 15 hours a day and then compulsively get shit done for 4 or 5 hours after that and zone out on the TV and eat for the rest. Like that's what my life consisted of before I actually got meds or just work, eat, sleep. And that was it.
Yeah.
It was bullshit. I had a shitty life. But so I'm proud of myself for that, giving myself that little bit of time and practicing a little bit of self care in that aspect. That's it for my check in.
That's great, man. Dude, it's like I just want to touch on the med shortage thing. It is really ridiculous because I remember in the thick of 2020 when everyone just suddenly was like, I think I might have ADHD. I think I might
Yeah,
have ADD. And
because we all had time to
now,
examine ourselves.
yeah, and now there's so many people getting the test done, and dude, on a daily basis, I get so many fucking ads for ADD stuff. Like Done is one of the big ones, and I think there's another holistic version called Thesis, where it's just a
Yeah,
bunch of
I will
you know,
see thesis because they're like, take this with your Adderall. And I'm
yeah,
like,
it's like,
no,
what are you selling me here? Because you're
I'll
supposed to be
just take.
selling me like nootropics that address the attention deficit.
Yeah, nah, I'll just
It's so
take
silly.
government meth and I'll continue to be fine while I take it. But when I don't take it, it's fucked up, man. Let's talk about this for a second, y'all. Yes, I am on Prozac and Adderall. I take 2 10 milligram tablets of Adderall a day. And now I was on 20 milligrams of Prozac, but thank the fucking pizza gods, I got him to up it to 40 because I was like, hey, bro,
Oh,
I went through a divorce. I lost 150 pounds, and that was not from working out. And he was like, oh. And I was like, and I don't feel like fucking anything, even my hand. And he was like, oh, well, that could be multiple things, but maybe it's not your libido being depleted because of the Prozac. It's your libido being depleted because of the fact that your Prozac is not working the way it used to. So you are just depressed. We will up the Prozac and see if it balances out. Because man, I'm telling you what, man, as a guy, when you don't feel like having sex and you don't like all of your masculinity is like taken from you from a med. um it's a weird feeling. From my perspective as more of a feminine guy, I was raised by a single mom. I connect with women more. I have way more female friends. I just am more of a feminine person. Like I, I don't know. I like the finer things in life, um, etc. Coming from that perspective, it wasn't as much of a hit because I didn't really care. I went through my uh, horn dog phase in high school and shit, and I got over that. And I went through like a slut phase before I got married and all this shit. And I was just like, it's not for me. It's too messy and too. I'm autistic. I don't have time for all that shit, and it's just annoying. It's like work, like I said last episode. But having it completely taken from you and not even like having it remotely there, that's kind of fucked. Um, so I talked to my doctor about it, and he was like, "Yeah, I agree. We'll up it and see how you do." So it's been a
that's
few days.
interesting. That's
It'll be a
interesting
few
that
weeks.
that
But
they that your provider said more Prozac for your libido.
I know. But here's the logistics. Just to give you some background. So he started me on 20 milligrams a little over 2 years ago, once a day, and that definitely cut my libido in half. But I was still like willing to have sex. Um, and not I don't want to say like willing, like it was like forced upon me, but I'm just not.
You still yearned for it.
I'm not. Yeah, exactly. I'm not like a horn dog, but I still yearned for it, and I still got it done when necessary. Um, but now that I did go through like a really really rough phase in winter, he suggested that maybe it's not just the Prozac, that it's something else, because it went from like 50% to like -50, to
Yeah.
where I'm like not even, it just like disgusts me. And he was like, yeah, that's probably not normal for someone your age, so let's just try
Well,
it out.
it's also like going through like you're going through something intense, right? You're having like a milestone moment
Yeah,
of a divorce because
and a
like
bunch
when
of
you're
other
in a
shit.
serious, yeah, exactly. Like stress plays a huge factor for things like libido, ED, um, PM,
Oh
premature,
yeah.
oh no, PE, uh, and like when for example, you know, and this is, dude, we're becoming a guy podcast at this point.
Yeah, whatever.
Uh, like when you're in a serious relationship for a really long time, you get your heart broken, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking slut it up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna fucking go Fabio on these beaches,
yeah,
and and you get that rebound girl. That sounded really derogative. I'm sorry,
it's okay.
derogatory. I'm sorry. You get that rebound person, and your things are getting hot and heavy. You're in the mood. You guys are fucking doing it, and then all of a sudden, your thing downstairs, your Johnson's just like, I think I'm done.
I make for sleep.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, and you're like, what
This
the
has
fuck
never
is wrong with you?
happened.
But dude,
Womp, womp, womp.
there are emotions that are still lingering around, and you can't fight it.
Yeah.
You just got your heart broken.
Yeah, dude. And now I
How?
talked about it in another episode. You can just like, it's an ADHD thing too, kind of like you're in the moment and trying to deal with that, but you have so many other things going on that you get distracted.
Your
And that
mind wanders.
distracting, yeah, exactly. Um, but that's all I got for my check-in. We should go ahead and get into our topic. This
I
week
do
is
want to
you.
I do want to give a shout out to what we were talking about with prescriptions,
Oh,
because
okay.
with hymns, you won't have a problem with that.
That's true. They never run out.
They never run out. I literally have to.
You can have
I've
your dick
told
hard the
them to
rest of your
stop.
life.
Oh no no. Oh yeah, that too. But for my Lexapro, I don't understand the serving sizes. Serving sizes. I don't.
What are you taking it by the spoonful, John? You got a ladle? What the fuck?
I don't
He's
understand.
making Lexapro smoothies. You guys hear this motherfucker? He's mixing Julie's fucking espresso with his mushrooms and Lexapro and making a goddamn protein smoothie before he hits the gym every day. Oh my
I don't
god.
understand the supply because it's supposed to be like 90 days, right? And I'm
Yeah.
supposed to take one pill every day, 110 milligram. I'm sorry, my son. Can you please stop that? Daddy's doing something
Sorry,
very
just
important.
fucking shut up. It's so funny. Anyway,
So anyway, you would think that like you would get 90, maybe like 90 plus 10% in case you lose some.
they're like, here's
Dude, I
83.
have over 500 pills that are supposed to last me 3 months,
What the fuck?
and I've had to tell them like a couple times out, hey, we're gonna need to skip this, and they're like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I have three full things. I just
You're
finished
like,
my
I'm
first
becoming a
round.
supplier at this point.
Yeah, I just
Oh
finished
my
my first
god.
round, my first like pill bottle, um, like last week, and that was from last March. So
Oh my.
one bottle lasts me almost an entire year.
What the fuck kind of fucking shit is that?
Yeah, and okay, not the cool thing, but the interesting thing is that Hims is dabbling into the ADHD space, which is kind of cool and also kind of concerning. Uh,
Yeah, because if you can just get like 500 fucking Lexapro for no reason.
yeah, and that includes like Lexapro, Prozac, um, the whole catalog of the SSRIs, the whole
Mm,
catalog of antidepressants, and that stuff is technically a controlled substance.
yeah, that's crazy.
But times
So,
they are changing. You can buy drugs online now, like the gray area illegal ones, and now you can buy the legal ones and have them shipped to your
yeah,
door. It's great.
it's crazy. And you
But
don't
I think
even
we should
have
get
to
into the
put it in
topic.
your you don't even have to put it in your dog's name anymore. But you can if you want to. I'm just saying. Mary Dog Lincoln. I get all of my packages in her name.
Oh my god.
I'm just kidding. It comes in
I mean,
Mary
as long as
names.
they don't start doing like pain meds, I think we're good. Because pain
Yeah, no
meds are
shit.
fucking scary, man.
Yeah. Okay, so
I
hit
don't
us with the
understand how
topic,
anyone
John.
does that
This
stuff.
week is yours.
All right. So I wanted to talk about procrastination. You know, whether it's the procrastination of just putting off doing something that you need to do, or the other side of procrastination, which there's a new medical term for it, the procrastination where you're doing something you want to do instead of the thing that you're supposed to do. So, and what I'm talking about is revenge bedtime procrastination. So, I think we should start off with
Hmm.
procrastination.
Are
Like, what do
you
you find yourself doing the most? Like when do you find yourself procrastinating the most?
drawing for appointments because
Okay.
technically I don't really have anyone to tell me what to do other than me and my clients. My clients tell me, I want this tattoo. And I say, okay, go through all these little rules I have to book one. And then boom, shakalaka, I'll draw it for you. And I will do this task and place it on your body. And that's really the only stress I have as far as like people telling me what to do. Everything else is my choice, which is
Do
pretty
you
great to
procrastinate?
say.
Do you
But yeah,
procrastinate with
I
like
usually
other
draw
clients?
the day of or the night before sometimes. But I
What do
don't
you do
have
instead
any
of
other
draw for the client?
anything.
Oh, I thought maybe you
Watch
were drawing like
TV.
your own stuff.
Oh no, I mean, yeah, of course. I draw my. I'll just make new flash. I'll draw new stuff. I'll just fuck off and doodle for no reason. I'll do anything but draw for that appointment. But it's not something that I'm like actively avoiding. I don't
Hmm.
think it's just something that I. No, it is something I'm actively avoiding, but it's because I like to draw at my best, and I think that drawing the day before, the day of, is going to be at my best because I consider as long as you are practicing your skill every day, you should only be improving or plateauing. You're not getting worse if you're practicing every
Right.
day. So if I do it the day before or the day of, it should be at my best.
That's totally true. That if you're doing something every day, it's no matter what, you're going to improve
You're
on
only
your
getting
skill
better or
set.
plateauing.
Yeah, like
You're
you
not going to
learn
get
new
worse.
things. And
Exactly.
funny enough, I learned that through mustache styling. So, like,
Ooh,
this
daddy.
ain't like the natural way that my mustache hangs. My
Fuck
shit looks,
no.
dude, my shit looks fucking crazy after a shower. But, and this is a great analogy, you can train your facial hair. Same way you can train your head hair. Because, you know, kids from the 90s aren't just fucking born with a middle part like Jonathan Taylor Thomas,
Yeah,
you
you're
know?
right. It's a fucking blow
And
dryer, bitches.
yeah, so a lot of work goes into the mustache, and I've been trying to cut the time down. And I'm constantly thinking of new ways to figure it out. It's like
I need to shave
and
30
I
seconds off my mustache routine. Oh, shit.
dude, I've got it down to fucking 5 minutes because
4 minutes and 19 seconds.
my wife complains that ever since I got my mustache, uh, it's like I've become a girl. And I was like, well, isn't that what you wanted me to like, so I can empathize with your makeup routines? So hair takes about 30, 45 on a good day. Mustache used to take 30 minutes. So I've cut the mustache down by 20. Yeah, bro.
What
Imagine
the
what it was
fuck?
when I had to
Hair,
go
your
eat.
hair takes 30 to 45 minutes.
Dude, it's got to be fucking pristine. I
I've
want to make
never
sure that
spent
I
that
look
much
like
time
I'm
on
about
hair.
to go into freaking, you know, John's Pizzeria ready to go whack somebody.
Playing whack-a-mole with the wrong people, bro.
Dude, I just want to make sure that I look like an evil villain, that I'm, I may have a freaking switchblade on me. You don't know.
You probably have
Yeah.
three.
Well, I do have two. I
Okay.
got my my big
I got
everyday carry.
my G-Tech OTF dick
Eh,
millimeters size 12. You know what I'm saying?
bro, speaking of knives,
No,
it's
get back
so
into the fucking topic. Fuck your knives.
fine, fine. But it's so easy to make friends with guys sometimes. Like, uh,
All you gotta do is
I
say
was
like
taught
what kind of bucket knife you got.
that, well, the right type of guy,
Yeah.
you know? But what were we
Anyways,
talking about?
we're talking about revenge
Procrastination.
procrastination. So give
Yeah.
us some examples of yours because I don't have any good examples yet. I need some before I can think of some. Because I
I actually
guarantee
came
I
up with
do this. I
some,
know I do it.
right. I
So
don't think we think about it consciously enough.
No.
Because while you were talking about yours, I was like, wow, I have a bunch. And
Okay,
one of
hit
mine
me.
is drawing. One of mine is drawing. I get so stuck in the research phase of looking for references,
Mm.
right? And I have these great ideas. I have like a whole folder on my phone, um, on my Google Drive. I should probably compile the two. And I get so excited about this drawing, and I'm like, I'll do it later. I'll do it next Friday. It's been on my fucking to-do list to draw every single day, like every Wednesday, ever since we introduced the whiteboard into our podcast. And
Bro,
it
I
pisses
can't
me off.
schedule drawing. It doesn't work
I
for
think
me.
that's what it is. Like it's
Yeah,
when
I
you
can't
feel
schedule
it.
it. Yeah,
It's like sex. The moment you schedule sex,
it's
the
fucked.
spontaneity is wrong. The
Yeah,
spontaneity
no.
fucks it up. It ain't fun.
It can't be fun if it's scheduled. No. It's at that point
Right.
it's just work. You're just like
Hmm.
performing a task. So when you
And that's
schedule
that's what we were
things
talking about
that are
last week.
important for you, yeah, that's just gonna yeah, no. So okay, so you procrastinate drawing. I definitely um I would say when I was working for other people is when I could relate to this more because I now that I don't have a boss, I don't fucking care how late I stay up or if I sleep in or if I take a day off or whatever I feel like doing, I can fucking do sans repercussions typically. If it's just a day or so, you know what I mean? If it's a couple days or so, then I'm like, ah, shit, I'm losing some money. Or like, hey, I feel bad that the team's having to pick up all the slack because
Yeah.
I've been sick for a couple days, or like felt like fucking off for a couple days. But that like never happens. So when I worked for, so when I was a chef, for example, every waking fucking minute that I wasn't cooking or sleeping, I was painting and I was getting tattooed. That is all I did. I painted, I got tattooed. I went out to the bar sometimes with some buddies or like went to their house to fucking smoke weed or something, whatever. But usually I had people come to my house and I was up. If I had to wake up at 8 a.m. to be there at 9 to open at 10 and work a 10 to 10 shift where, you know, closing at 10, get out by 12. So I'm working like 9 to 12 shifts every single day, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. I get 8 hours basically of sleep if I want it, and then an hour to get ready before work. I would spend 4 hours or 5 hours sometimes painting and drinking and smoking weed, just getting fucked
Yeah.
up and just trying to become a tattooer. And then wake up hungover, fucked up, not enough sleep, going to work, just dog shit. And that was one of the worst things I did. Revenge procrastination for sure, dude. I was like, fuck this job, man. I'm trying to become a tattooer. I would literally, instead of prepping at work sometimes, if we were slow enough, I would just set up in the dining room with my paint shit and paint. Especially when I was working at One Block West in Winchester, Virginia, before that fucking shithole shut down. I was working for this dickhead there, Ed, and fuck you, Ed, and Tony, the sous chef. He was cool as fuck though. He owns a vegan cheese company out in California. Shout out to Tony Howe. Um, he let me do it because he knew like his business was going down, so he just let me paint when we were slow,
Great.
and I did that shit all the time. It was ridiculous.
Well, I feel like with definitely the service industry, like there's no way you can procrastinate, right?
Yeah,
And I think this also correlates to burnout too, because like you can be burnt out in like not altogether burnt out, but just burnt out for certain aspects of their life. You know, people get burnt out because their relationships are exhausting, your work life is exhausting, like, and you'll do anything other than that stuff because that stuff doesn't fulfill you. And that's where I fall into the procrastination is with uh, my day job. I know I have to do it, and there are people asking for it, but I'll just put it off because I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't want to do it. But then again, you have to do it. And that's where the whole thing of behavioral activation um, comes into play, where, you know, I have to do it eventually. I might as well do it now, but it doesn't have the same gratification as like, say, like behavioral activation for the gym, because technically going to the gym is self-care and it's supposed to be fun. There is no fun in sitting behind a keyboard, typing away, asking people to confirm shit, advise this, you know, per my last email that. There's no gratification with that. And if you do, you should go and see somebody, because that is psychotic behavior and you should get a hobby. Anyway, I digress. Um, but for Sutton mentioned revenge bedtime procrastination. What that is where you put off going to sleep because you're pursuing things that you want to do. So instead
Exactly.
of just like sitting around doing nothing, scrolling, you're escaping the things that aren't bringing you fulfillment so that you can have some time to yourself or feel like yourself. And Sutton and I both do that all the time, because dude will hit me up and be like, "You up?" Or I'll just text him when I have a random thought. I'm like, "Haha, podcast is great. It'll be going up next tomorrow."
Yeah, dude. I'll be like in the middle of drawing for a tattoo the day of. They're on their way. I have 45 minutes left to set up and draw for them. And John will be like, yo, I just put this soundbite in, blah, 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 or some shit. And we'll just like shoot the shit for 5 or 10 minutes. And I'm like, fuck, I got to get back to drawing, like whatever. But the thing, I don't know if I do it as much at night, but I will say something that I procrastinate on, if we're talking about procrastination in general, is packing orders. And that's because I have so fucking much shit to do and because of how much shipping costs. God damn it, guys. Okay, so here's something that you guys probably have never realized. Every single time John and I or any other business like ours goes to pack orders, we are paying a bulk amount for shipping. So if we pack 30, 40, 50, 60, 100 orders,
It's a per
that's
month
30,
charge for us. Yeah.
it's a 30, 40, 60 orders that you need to pay for that day and a minimum of like $4. So typically when I pack orders, I spend about $500 on shipping. So I wait to pack weekly so that I don't have to spend $500 every 2, 3, 4 days because that shit is expensive, dude. So I
Yeah.
usually wait till Fridays to pack until I have an influx of sales enough to justify spending that much money to ship everything out. And people think that we make so much money doing what we do, and we can if shipping rates don't rape us and shipping supplies don't rape us, but they do. Dude, it's $30 for 10 feet or 50 feet or some shit of bubble wrap at Staples.
Yeah.
$30 for that shit? What the fuck, man?
Bro, I went all out for the packaging of the my beard oil. I used to have, I think you got one. It had the
I got
black
some.
confetti.
That shit
And
was
because I
sick.
was like, "Oh, sustainable initiative, this, that." Um, and then I'm just like, "Ugh." I ran out like the first week, and I'm like, "This is not sustainable. Maybe for like the planet, but like for me as a business,
Yeah.
there's a certain line where, you know, corporate responsibility, or do I make money? It's one or the
I'm
other."
sitting here thinking of more things that I do that are reverse procrastination.
Here's
And
one.
if it boils down to not sleeping to do things, then I don't have a lot. But if it boils down to like doing shit that I feel like doing versus shit that I need to do, I'll tell
Yeah,
you the biggest one in my life is self care.
me
A
too.
100% of the time, I would rather sleep in and not do the dishes and leave my apartment trashed and not take the dogs out and just lay in bed and fuck off um, and just get rest. But when I do that, everything that I just mentioned gets fell to the wayside and becomes a bigger problem than it was before. So I don't know.
So this is awesome because this is exactly what that Joe Rogan episode with Kevin James was talking about, and I'll just
Oh,
give
really?
you a little summary. So
Okay.
Joe
Okay.
said everyone has the person inside of them that wants to go to sleep. The person inside of them that wants to quit. That guy is winning. There's also the other person inside of you that has all the stuff that they want to do. You know, they want to be that killer, but that person is also kind of timid, and it's fighting that timidness and building up that courage to to tell yourself, no, I'm not going to take a nap right now. I'm going to fight through this because
Yeah.
sometimes if it's worth doing, it's worth suffering for. You know, whether
Yeah.
it's like learning a new skill because you're a tattoo artist, like that suffering is worth. So if you forego a nap to do something for your business, you should do it. That's the Joe Rogan that I like. That's the Joe Rogan I remember, not the
Yeah.
weird
No,
conspiracy shit.
I like
And
both sides of that. I don't like the right wing side, but I like the like weird UFO
yeah,
conspiracy and all that kind of shit. Like I like the weird side of his brain.
it's entertaining.
Yeah.
And honestly, his like there's a reason why his podcast is so good. Like he keeps the conversation going for hours. And
Oh,
it's so
100%.
interesting to see him go through certain things. Like you can clearly see him mirroring a guest. You can see him masking, and it's just something to as podcasts to admire. I mean, like it or not, he's kind of the king of podcasts at this point.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But that
Um,
really resonated with me, and ever since I listened to that episode while I was working, I told myself, John, you're not going to just like during the workday, during your own stuff, you're not going to just let that, you know, the guy who just wants to sit around and scroll around on your phone win. Like if you find yourself doing that, you need to just tell yourself move. Just say
yeah.
one word, move. And I've heard so many other things like that on other podcasts where they say like, oh, if you feel like you want to lounge for a little bit, that's fine. Set a timer, and then when the timer goes off, count back from five. That shit does not work because all you're gonna
No,
do
dude.
is set another timer.
Exactly.
It's bullshit.
All of those things, it's just like what we say, like you can give anyone all the knowledge you want. It's how they implement it, if they implement it, if it's going to
Right.
work.
There's no hack for something that's worth doing
No,
because if it's worth doing, you're gonna go through the struggles of figuring it out. That's just
exactly.
my way of thinking.
I
But
agree.
like one person's way, like whoever came up with the timer and the count back from five, that might work for them. If like my single
Great.
word move works for me, it works for me. I think it's you have to want it because self discipline, the key word is self. So you have to tailor it to however much you want to go do the thing you want to do.
That's true. And
So
something that resonated with me that you were saying, or something that you said that resonated with me, reminded me of something I heard someone say on some fucking reel or some bullshit on Instagram or something somewhere, some business page or some, I don't know, mindset page or something. It basically, they basically just said like, the biggest thing you can invest in, the best and biggest thing that you can invest in is yourself. Because if you want to do all these other things, if you don't give yourself the same amount of time that you give them, you're never going to be able to do those things in the first place. You have to be able to give yourself the same amount of time that you give the things you want to be great at in order to succeed.
yeah,
If you don't have that balance and you suffer for your art or for your dream or whatever too much, you're never going to get there because you're making yourself go through too much and you're putting yourself through too much turmoil. You're never going to be able to achieve your dream if you don't give yourself that time. And by giving yourself that time and investing in yourself, they mean like resting and getting the education you may possibly need for whatever career, studying up on whatever you're trying to get into. Invest in yourself. Like if you're a tattooer, get yourself that machine, dude. Buy yourself that power supply. Write that shit off. It's okay. You deserve to have the things that make your job easier, that make your life better, and that make you happy. So that's what I took out of it, and what you said resonated and made me think of that in a sense. But I don't know if
Yeah.
I have a lot of reverse procrastination as much as I thought I did.
Well, because you
I have
stay up
some.
late. Yeah. I
I
mean,
stay up mad late.
I didn't mean to make it sound like, oh, I'm staying up late because I'm doing something super productive all the time.
Hmm.
Because the other thing about the revenge bedtime procrastination is you're gaining back the time that someone else stole from you, and
Exactly.
that's how I feel. It may be different for you because you know you work for yourself, right?
Well,
But
that's what I'm saying. I felt like that before, though. Like, I would say, especially when I was in school, because I would stay up. If I had to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, I would stay up
yeah,
literally till 5, and then try to get like an hour sleep watching TV or something, or like
yeah.
playing
Well,
guitar.
well, that's what you were saying about when you were working at Eddie's place.
Yeah,
That you would do all this other stuff. But dude, I sometimes um, after work, if I'm not in the mood to do any like scheduling or content creation or just like all the sleep terror stuff like orders, blah blah blah. Dude, I will watch movies until it's 6 in the fucking morning because it's stuff that I enjoy to do.
I'm actually
Um,
going to do that tonight. I'm going to have a John Cusack marathon. I'm going to
Dude,
watch
that's awesome.
Serendipity, High Fidelity, and any other rom coms he's in. I just want to have
Dude,
a
I think
John
you
Cusack rom com night.
like so we're saying John Cusack main characters.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
What about that one where he's a hitman? It's like something point blank. That one's a good one.
That's a
I
good
think
one.
Dan Aykroyd's in one.
But I'm talking like rom coms.
Oh,
Yeah, specifically. There's probably only a handful of those. I can only watch probably 2 movies tonight before I pass the fuck out, John. I'm 35, 34, 35. I don't even know how fucking old I am anymore.
my
34.
wife reminds me. I dictate how old
34.
I feel.
I have to remember that my age ends in what year it is, as long as it's after February. I'm 34.
Have you heard that
I was
like
born in 90.
um then there's no way are you 34?
Yeah, it makes
Because
total
I was
sense,
born in
Dildo.
88 and I'm 34.
What?
Math, my
You're
dude.
36, you stupid fuck.
All right, let's see how stupid I am.
I'm 34 and you're 36. I'm betting you $5 and a BJ right now. You're going to have to drive all the way to PA to blow me. You're 36, you fucking
Oh
dumbass.
my god, I am.
God damn it, John.
Well, I think that's indicative. Okay, that's a testament to how young I feel.
Yeah, whatever.
You know?
What I mean, you could be 100 and you'd look the same.
I know,
It's
but
built in. It's in your DNA. But apparently
well,
math
it's
isn't. What
not.
the fuck?
I know I'm a bad Asian. Holy
You
shit!
fucking dildo. He said,
Dishonor to your
oh, huh?
family, dishonor to
You
your
got me
wife.
there.
Dude, don't say that, bro. Because like
Oh, God.
America's taking away my TikTok, China's gonna take away my abacus.
Son of bitch asshole. God damn. Wow. Don't even know how old I am anymore. Um, I think that's all I got, bro, for this.
That's fine.
What do you think?
I'm
You
cool
got
with it.
more?
I did until we started, interrogating about me about my 2 plus 2s.
Hey, man, sucks to suck at math. I don't know what to tell you.
Hey,
If you
not
got
really,
more,
because
hit me. But if not, let's wrap this motherfucker up.
let's do it.
Wrap it up. Hit me with the outro.
You can find us on all streaming platforms: Amazon, Google, Spotify,
Pornhub.
our maybe on Pornhub,
What?
Cornhub.
I didn't say that.
Dude, we should definitely put the video on Pornhub and get a part of that creator circle and just write the most ridiculous episode names.
Whoever writes the
Like
most ridiculous episode name in the description for this episode gets to upload it on Pornhub.
yeah, Like Sutton solicits BJ because John can't do math. Episode 11.
Bam! Step John. Ooh.
Or like, bet gone wrong. John can't do math. Suffers the consequence of giving a BJ in PA.
PABJ. PABJ by non-step Asian. Ooh, how's that sound?
There you go.
There you go. All right. So you can find us on all those platforms. If you guys like listening, that's cool. I'd appreciate it if you give us a review or anything you feel like. Listening is cool. Sharing is cool. Caring is
Watching
cool.
is cool.
Watching is even better. And I hope you enjoyed listening. But if you didn't, I have one thing to say. Fuck you. Fuck you.